It's your boy, Rich Slaw. And I just came here. You already know to keep it real. Today, we're gonna do what we always do. We're gonna keep it real for real. And I'm going to give part of my testimony. From pain to purpose. Let me turn some of this down. I got echo. From pain to purpose. Y'all bear with me. I'm getting my studio back up. Look, as we go into next year, I feel like I need to empty my cup. I feel like God's getting ready to open up the windows of heaven and allow us to peek in. I feel like there's gonna be a flood of blessings, and it's right around the corner. I'm in anticipation. I'm staying on my square. I'm ready for whatever. For real, for real. And I feel like 2024 was one of my best years. I feel like I ran a good race. I fought a good fight, and I was blessed. Um, I learned a lot this year. I met a lot of people, and a few of them changed my life, and I'm grateful for that experience and that time that I had with those people. And I know that there was purpose in it. And everything isn't always peaches and cream. We know in life, sometimes we go through hills and valleys, and we meet people for seasons and reasons, and all things are working. So we count it all joy. We're learning to count it all joy. And we just ask God to bless everyone that we have these divine encounters. We know that as we begin to vibrate at a higher rate, you're going to bring in people who match our frequency. We know that some of the people that we come across might even be angels. So we don't want to be caught mistreating one of God's people if they're on assignment. And we thank God for connection, and we thank God for his protection over those connections. And we ask that everyone that's meant for us in our life be blessed. We ask that God kindly escort everyone out who's not. And we ask that God bind our good things to us so that we may know the difference. And that's real. Amen. Um, Last season, I feel like we got so much more than what we were looking for. It was one of our highest earning seasons. It was an uphill battle because we were coming out of a lot of we had taken a lot of major losses in 2020 from 2021 to 2023, a lot of growing pains. And in 2024, I feel like every knock was a boost, and God really showed up and showed out. We went from nothing to something, and we were just going from glory to glory. And it was another example of us going from pain to purpose, from the pit to the palace. And God had been ministering on our this last season. He had been ministering and putting on our heart and on our mind about the story of Joseph. And Joseph's coat. Um, I keep saying I'm gonna go to Burlington and I gotta get a coat. I've been saying this for 2 weeks. I just never find time to get everything done. I was telling a friend that. I was like, oh, we'll go Monday. And tomorrow it usually never comes when we pre-plan things. You gotta do things when it's on your mind. But anyways, we were speaking on this coat, and I just kept getting a word about this coat, and God began to edify that word. He used other people to edify this word, and the coat was signifying favor, Joseph's favor. And we feel that favor is not fair. We know that favor isn't fair. And we know that sometimes people can perceive the favor of God on our life as a negative thing. People who are godless, people who don't understand how God is working for you and through you, and they can't understand how you might not live a life similar to theirs. You might be someone who you didn't hold a job for 5, 10, 15 years, but God has kept you. You might be somebody who has a certain set of skills. Maybe you don't conform to society's norms. You're working with God and for God. So your money, it moves a little bit different. The way you do things might be out of the ordinary to people who aren't in the kingdom or familiar with just how God moves with us, with his children. Um Me myself, I feel like God has done a great work on me. And when I look back at my life over these last 4, 5 years, I've been doing this for about 4 years. I feel like I've grown a lot. I feel that I've come a long way. I remember when I was still a babe in this, and I wouldn't have thought that God would have brought me this far. Um, it's amazing, and I'm thankful that I'm still here to continue the race, and I plan on finishing it. Um, I'm glad that I've had the encounters with a lot of you that I have. People who are on YouTube and they make videos, and also people who I've met that have been in my comment section who've emailed me and got with me. A lot of these people have had life changing conversations with me. God is so good. And we just ask that He continue to take us to higher heights. And we plan on never returning to the pit again, because the favor of God is going to carry us into 2025. We know that the world might not be ready for this next move of God, but we are. We plan on elevating and going to higher heights. And we know that God is going to give us more than what we could think or imagine, because He's a good God. And sometimes we know not what to pray for, but we know that the Spirit intercedes on our behalf. And we know that God, if He did it before, He'll do it again. And I hope that this next year brings a lot of clarity and peace to the real ones. I hope that this next year brings you into the God's kingdom and into your calling, that higher calling that God has for your life. If you're on this channel, I know you got to be in your purpose. I know that you're one of God's people. I don't know. I know you're on the right track because we're growing in God, and we're just planning on progressing and becoming more like God every day, whatever that means to you. We're planning on thriving. We're planning on building and bringing forth our harvest and doing what we're purposed for in this earth. And above all else, keeping it real. I'll see y'all a little bit later. I'll be back ASAP like Rocky. Peace.